But you saw the Keith Lee thing, right?
Well, and that's what I was going to mention, because you pointed that out to me on Twitter, and everybody, what is that made the air? And what I'm going to describe what made the air for many people who didn't watch that program last night. But they're in the back with Lexi, the interviewer, correct? And
correct.
She is interviewing Keith Lee, and it's one in front of the set that says AEW Collision, one of the backstage interviews. And in the background, you can hear from the arena FTR's music. Apparently, they were either going to or coming from the ring or whatever. I don't know the context of the program, but they would be transitioning. Probably they've come from them in the ring, and now they're backstage, right? Something like that.
Something.
So at any rate, the thing that everybody's talking about is you see a wide shot of the interview set and the Lexi and Keith Lee about to be interviewed, and you see the arms of the one of the floor directors or producer or whatever's, production assistant, whoever's, and they didn't even have a clapper. They just did a clap with the hands. But the clapper, the old silent movie bullshit where they've got the clapper, you really do that in television, but it's a small clapper that they just boom, they do it in front of the camera so that you can sync up with this computerized editing now, the audio and the video. If you have the clapper, you see at the exact moment the clap closes and the clap makes the sound, you can sync those up because now you can move audio and video wherever the fuck you want it. Does everybody understand what the fuck the purpose of that is now?
Yeah, I think everyone knows what that is.
All right. Well, no, people that don't do television, then they don't know what the fuck's going on. But anyway, this guy, they don't have a clapper. They got the guy to clap his hands, but he does, okay. And you hear take 22 collision, and he does the clap. And then the camera moves in kind of herky-jerky to get it shot. And then you hear the guy off camera count down 5, 4, 3, and you hear silence because a lot of people, there's never a 1. And a lot of people don't do 2 because that leaves you room to edit the piece of business you've just done. And you can't get in between 1, go, whatever. So you leave a couple seconds of silence. And now, Brian, now that I've described it, tell me, what are they defending it? Is somebody saying it was done as an inside joke, or everybody's talking about it because it looked like an obvious production fuck up? But is there some reason to believe that they did that on purpose, you were saying?
Well, someone said something that they may have done it before, used the term take 22, which could be Tony's code for, like the guy with the stuff is backstage. No, they apparently have done it before. I have to check into that. But the fact that it got on the air and it was a little awkward, and all it did was make people talk about how unprofessional it was. Like, it doesn't make people go, you got to see this show. They just go backstage when they're not even ready. Like, no one's going to give a shit about that. The only thing that makes people do is talk about what is wrong with the production team.
No, I saw the clip. And without seeing where they were, it was just the start of that clip and, the botch, and then he starts in the interview. That's the only part I saw. I actually still have the program on my DVR, so I'll probably end up, out of morbid curiosity, trying to find that piece. But since I saw that portion of it, I will share what I think and what I told you I thought was going on. Here's the thing. If they were doing pre-tape interviews backstage where they were going to insert them later on in the program and they weren't live, then you wouldn't be able to hear the sounds of the arena, music that was playing or whatever, because if they're doing it before it's going to air, the sound wouldn't match, right? So they They do pre-taped interviews back there. But when they play them, they will pipe the live crowd or the live music that's playing in the arena, they'll bring that audio in over it so it looks like it matches. Have I said that to where people would get it, Brian?
Yes.
Okay. And at the same time, it looked very legitimate to me, having seen bloody thousands of these things, like the production assistant doing the clap and the fucking cameraman getting his shot and the talent being counted down and doing it. Having said that, and also saying there's absolutely no reason, as you mentioned, or it would have been done in a more entertaining way, there's no reason to make your production look goofy like that. So what I think it was a pre-tape that was done earlier in the day or in the evening. The noise or the music from the arena, what was going on with FTR, was being piped in over the top of a pre-tape that was being played in the truck so that it would go out together over the air so that it would appear to be live. And some idiot wrote down the time code number about 8 seconds wrong, and they queued the video up to the time code number that was written down on their B-roll machine, so that when the announcers out of the arena pitched to "Let's go backstage" with Lexi and poor old Keith Lee, the video that they hit the button for and fucking the director took was queued up like 8 seconds too early. That's what I think happened. I'm proud to be proven wrong if anybody was there and can give me a better explanation.
It was an inside joke that we decided to play. Me and Lexi. We're comedians.
But you can't depend on anything anymore, Brian. You cannot depend on anything anymore. It's uncertain times we live in.
Yes, they are.
I'm telling you, the world is an uncertain place. You never know when you're going to get pitched to things that are wrong or geared up wrong or queued up wrong. You never know about the up and down stock market, as we've been talking about. With if you're affiliated with certain individuals, it's mostly down instead of up. But, well, you've seen the stock market. It's been bumping its head on the ceiling for what now? Back and forth for 2 years. It just goes up and down, right in the same place, like it's stuck. And there's the debt ceiling. Well, we're hitting that too. We getting more and more debt until we hit the ceiling. And then we got knots on our head. Government instability. Many governments around the world are unstable, Brian, including some of the people in our own government are mentally unstable. So we got that going for us. What do you do with your money where you want to feel safe? You want to feel like no matter what happens, you're covered. You've got something in your hands or in your possession that will be good for something. When the apocalypse comes, when there are nuclear fire showers raining down on us, when the apes gain the ability to speak, you think a piece of paper like a dollar bill, Brian's going to be any good? You think of a rag of paper like a stock certificate is going to be any good? Not after an apocalypse, not when the aliens land, not if Trump gets elected again. No. But you know what's always going to be good as gold, Brian?
What's that?
Gold. Gold has been good as gold since gold was invented, because that's the thing that it's shiny. And you can rub up against it and love on it. And it glitters. Goldfinger. That's why he was so wrapped up in it. Not only because he had many hot women that were painted gold, but gold and silver. The Silver Surfer, the man in the silver mask. All gold and silver have attracted the human race, mankind, the Homo sapien, since day one that they were invented and discovered. And now you can have gold and silver, Brian, through our friends at Nationwide Coins.
Oh man, I've always wanted gold and silver, Brian.
No, I mean you, Brian. The royal you is who I'm referring to there.
Oh.
Don't make me refer to you in any other way here on this thing. Now, Nationwide Coins, you might not know who they are. Well, that's because they don't make the news a lot, because they stay out of trouble. They're not right there on the tip of everybody's tongue when we're talking about crooks and charlatans and shysters. They're a reputable business, one of the nation's leading precious metal firms, and they don't get a lot of publicity because they don't commit crimes. What they do is they have 100 years of combined experience in the precious metals industry, and they know their gold and silver. They know where to mine it, they know how to smelt it, and they know how to dealt it, folks. And if you smelt it, you dealt it. I'm telling you, they got thousands of satisfied customers because think about this. Let's say bands of rabid wolverines are roaming the cities, and there's no electricity and no internet service and no phone service, and there's no television, there's no radio. All there is people with bags of gold and silver slung over their shoulders going from place to place trying to barter for things that they need. Well, you'll have the biggest bag of gold and silver because that way you know you've got something that's going to be valuable no matter what happens in this tenuous grasp on reality that we call a human race.
Plus, you can use it as a weapon, the bag of gold and silver.
And it's heavy shit too, boy. I'll tell you what, the coin they sent me, why, my God, I threw my shoulder out trying my rotator cuff as I'm going to cash the coin in on a fucking orthopedic surgeon to fix my shoulder. But nevertheless, Nationwide Coins, they've got thousands of satisfied customers. They've got an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, and they've got a 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. I don't know what they have to do with the airlines, but if the pilots trust them, then you know that you should too, because they are the exclusive supplier of Don Everhart's signature coins. Now, I know you're going to say Don Everhart and his brother Phil, they had all those hits back in the golden era. Here she comes, it's Kathy's clown. But Don and Phil Everhart were more than just a pop singing duo. Don Everhart, later on, became the U.S. Mint's lead sculptor from 2004 to 2017. They tell me that Don Everhart is the most respected name in modern coins today. And apparently, he has signature coins now. I guess when he was with the U.S. Mint, he was taking their coins, and they put a stop to that. Now he's got his own coin.
Don't say that. We don't want to accuse anyone of taking any coins from the U.S. Mint. Certainly not the person who ran the U.S. Mint out of nowhere for no reason.
Everybody that has coins got them from the U.S. Mint.
Well, that's true. I guess that's true.
Well, there you go. Well, but right now, he's getting them from Nationwide Coins. And they're proudly partnered with Operation Finally Home, a charitable organization that designs and constructs custom homes for veterans in need. And then they take and they get into the fucking foundations and dig down in the basements of these homes. That's where they stash all their gold coins.
What?
That's how they're keeping the government from finding out about this.
No, the government, they're not keeping anything from the government. They're not hiding gold coins in the foundation of homes.
Well, they're selling government gold at cost.
Yeah?
That's what they're doing. Well, do you think the government would want to know about this? For heaven's sake, if the government knew what they were doing, selling government gold at cost, they'd say, no, you've got to jack up the prices. You're going to cost us profit. That's how Nationwide Coins selling you government gold at cost. As a matter of fact, all the new customers get their first ounce of gold without any dealer markup whatsoever. When's the last time you bought an ounce of something and the dealer didn't mark it up?
Anecdotally,
there you go. Nationwide Coins selling government gold at cost, and that's why they bury all the gold coins down in the basements of these veterans. And where's the government not going to look? In the basement of a home of a veteran. And that's how they can pass the savings on to you.
Ladies and gentlemen, none of this happens, but it's fun to think about, and it's even more fun to think about holding a bag of your own silver and gold and coins and Dale Everhart and, of course, the Everly Brothers and Bye Bye Love, and it's almost bye-bye for this spot. Jim, what else is going on with this, with these coins?
That's Don Everhart, not Dale Everhart. You're thinking of a race car driver. And if you want to be left holding the bag, folks, Nationwide Coins is the people you need to deal with, because if you've been thinking about exploring gold, we'll head to nationwidecoins.com/JCE and use the promo code JCE at checkout for your first 1 ounce gold coin without any dealer markup. Nationwide Coins, nationwidcoins.com/JCE, the promo code JCE, you're going to get an ounce gold coin, a 1 ounce gold coin with no markups whatsoever. And it'll be non-sequential serial numbers. Now you may wonder why that the president of Bolivia's face is on the front of the coin.
No.
That's just because of where it was mined. The gold came straight from the ocean off the coast of Bolivia.
None of this is true, ladies and gentlemen. We are not off the coast of Bolivia. We are here in the United States, and we're talking about nationwide coins.
Well, and they're selling government gold at cost. We didn't tell you what government it was.
It's nationwide coins, not intercontinental coins.
Well, does it have to be a particular nation? Can't they be all over the nations? Can't they be one of many? Can't we all just be together? Imagine all of us living life as one. At nationwidcoins.com/JCE, use the promo code JCE, get the gold coin, put it under your mattress. That'd probably be the best thing. You could put your body in between the gold coin and the potential burglars that are going to break in and try to steal your stash of gold. Until the apocalypse.
Until then, nationwide coins.